Can you guys see my screen? Okay, give me okay, thumbs up. Nice. All right. This one's awesome.
All right, here we go. It's going to be a really good one today. Excited to present this to you guys.
Make sure the audio is right. Let me make sure the audio is right real quick. Yeah, it's good. All right, let's try that again.
All right, here we go. So today we got a good one. We're talking about finding your flow. So what does that mean? How can it impact your results, your journey? So as always, this is interactive, playing full out. If you have a question, speak up, unmute yourself. So our inner compass, our flow, this is what leads us toward the direction how we envision our lives. So this compass can guide us to our joy and finding our flow. I don't know if you guys have ever heard that term before or not, but we're going to get into it, tell you more about what it means. So the problem, through years of social and cultural shaping, we have a hard time following our joy and passion. So what can happen there is we have no growth, we have no purpose, we have stagnation, we have regrets. So let's change that. So we use joy to lead you where you want to go. Your joy will intuitively lead you towards your ultimate goals, help you make decisions, and it is the vessel that'll carry you on your journey, figuring out what that is for you and how you can make it work. So let's start by exploring one of the most heightened forms of joy, and that is going to be finding your flow. All right. So the description is a state of mind for in flow. A person's engaged in a challenging task, working away, making progress, being fully absorbed in the process. So think back, like when was the last time you were so what you were doing that you lost track of time? You were just in the moment. They call it the zone sometimes as well. Time just flew by. Your brain stops trying to find something better because it's found like you were just in the moment, really enjoying what's going on. So you lose track of your physical state, lose track of time, no longer hungry, not tired, not thirsty, forget to use the bathroom. All those things can happen when you're just in flow, in that zone there. So again, it's a mental state. It's an extremely engaging process. So a description of flow by a composer or musician was: existence is temporarily suspended, not hungry, not tired, body disappears, identity disappears from consciousness, brain does not have capacity to comprehend anything else but the present moment. So some examples that people find this with is music, math, working out, cooking, teaching others, building things, creating things, leading a team, software coding, art, probably some biochemistry stuff, I'm sure, for Chris there. Yeah. So, and then when asked to describe it, effortless, spontaneous feeling, opening a door that opens into the sky. You don't think, it just happens automatically. And it can be something that helps others and at the same time makes you feel happy. So what else? You're just completely involved in what you're doing, focused, concentrated, great inner clarity. So knowing what needs to be done and just knowing you're doing it well. So not knowing what you're going to need, but just the resources come to you and you're just in that zone and everything just works out there. So knowing that an activity is doable, that our skills are adequate to the task, having a sense of serenity, no worries about oneself, and feeling a growth beyond the boundaries of ego. Timelessness. So again, thoroughly focused on the present. Hours seem to just pass by in minutes. Intrinsic motivation. So whatever produces flow becomes its own reward because it just feels good when it happens. So flow is in between arousal and control. So it's just that perfect sweet spot in there. And the opposite of flow would be apathy. So watching TV, just going through the motions, going through social media, unengaged, bored, that kind of deal. So personal example where I find things like that is just creating breakthrough moments for people, creating aha moments for people, finding those for myself, creating those for others. So helping people overcome limiting beliefs, helping people become aware of things they weren't before and being like, oh, I never thought about it that way. And sometimes that means giving borrowed belief. Sometimes you can see things in other people that they can't see in themselves yet. So it's believing in somebody so much, you help them believe in themselves. So, and helping every single one of you guys take action, to be in this program, to change your life. So those are all things that get me in flow. So I wanted to share this with you guys. I wrote this when I was locked up, and it's a really long run-on sentence, but I wrote it, and it still is something that guides me to this day. That I will continually search for the books, scriptures, people, places, concepts, experiences, conversations, music, and locations that forever change my way of thinking, give me strength, desire, perseverance, and motivation, or open my eyes to something that's always been there, yet I see it at that point for the first time. So it's something that still moves me, inspires me, again, helps create that flow state. And I want to help you guys find that as well. So how to apply this to achieving your fitness goals. So I want you to think, like, when you're first starting a new skill, it's difficult. There can be frustration. We're learning a new way of eating. We're learning a new routine. And with that can come some frustration, but know on the other side of that frustration is breakthrough. So anytime you feel at the point to where you just can't take any more, like, oh my God, this is so hard, just be able to, I challenge you to be able to align that feeling in your life with, okay, that's good. That means I'm right on the other side of a big breakthrough. So anytime you find yourself in that spot, I challenge you to remember what I just said right there, because it can really help to reframe and know, okay, this means something good. And then it will. So then things start to click and you experience some wins. So the scale moves, you feel confident, you feel stronger. Someone compliments you on how you look. Then you're on top of the world. You can do anything and everything you set your mind to. And so this is the form of flow, and it also creates momentum. And so how can we have more moments like this? So first step is awareness. What are things that get you in flow? So we're going to go around and talk about it. So what are things that get you in flow? When's the last time you were doing something, you just got lost in the moment and it was just awesome? So I will start with Susan. She looks like she's confused. So the last time you just got lost in the moment where you just really felt like you were, it could be, when you were really helping somebody, just when you just lost track of time, you felt really good about what you're doing.
I guess it was the last time that I did some writing and trying to help somebody. And it was, I don't know, I was busy, but I sat down and I did it. And then you look up and it's like, oh my gosh, the time has passed. So I guess that would be it.
That's a great example. That's a great example. People, writers, artists, those are all forms of flow. So that's a great answer. Thank you for sharing that, Susan. Derek, what about you? When's the last time you just really felt like you were in the freaking zone? Go ahead and unmute yourself.
The last time I felt like I was in the flow, where I forgot everything and forgot time, forgot when to eat, forgot when to use the restroom, probably when I was sleeping. No, I mean, no, I'm probably I mean, I've owned Liquor Bin for 16 years. I guess when they passed the law back in October, I think it was about 2 or 3 years ago, and they made a choice that they had to let all their tenants go. And then so about 13 years passed, didn't know where to move the liquor stores, just planning to shut it down, then found that little awesome spot on 10th and Penn. And everything, you know, I've done it so many times building. I used to own 11 retail stores. So just knowing where the placement and how the flow and everything needed to be and getting everything on track. So yeah, business project, probably.
Did that happen and you knew what to do and you started?
I knew exactly what to do. Right. Yeah. I mean, done it so many times, helped so many people open other liquor stores, working with the ABLE Commission, and this, I mean, it's just easy.
That's
It's
awesome.
easy. Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. All right, Brittany, what do you got? Last time you were just in the zone, in flow, felt good.
Man, this is probably gonna age me, but I'd say, and I talked to you when I first signed up with you guys back in 2009 to 2011 when I played college basketball. That was probably when I was my most fit and I was just having fun and so much, you know, like working out and games are so strenuous and activity filled, but just in that moment and getting the crowd to pump you up. And it's like, that was probably like one of the happiest moments during those 2 years that I played college ball and just was in my flow.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, so it's really common in sports performance where we're just like in that zone. So this is good. Like I love hearing everybody's answers on this, and I want to challenge you guys to just be more aware of when this happens, how you can make it happen, what makes it happen for you. So Dusty, let me go to you. Tell me, when was the last time you really felt like you were just in the moment, making a difference?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I think when I'm learning, that's one thing. When I'm studying, get lost in that. But the other times when I just kind of get lost in the flow is when I'm cooking.
There you go. Really good answer. I like it. Shannon, how about you? All right, we'll go back to Shannon. Adam, I know you got some good flow moments. Tell me, man. Oh, Shannon. Shannon, can you think of a moment when you were in flow, where time just disappeared, you were just in the moment, doing something, and it felt awesome?
This morning, picking blackberries.
Cool.
Love it. That is awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Shannon.
You're welcome.
Adam, when's the last time you were in flow? What was it?
I feel like I'm in the flow a lot when I'm doing paperwork and listening. I listen to a lot of motivational, podcasts on my computer and preachers, and 3, 4, 5 hours can go by and I didn't even notice it.
That's awesome. I love that. All right, let's see. Chris Groupie. So I tell you guys, I got I think 4 different Chris's in the group. So if I've ever sent you a message, Chris, and it doesn't make sense, just know it was for the other Chris. All right, Chris Groupie, tell me, what was it for you?
The time that I'm in the flow the most is when I'm at work, running a printing press. I just make all the movements and do everything that I need to do, and it just happens.
Just in the zone.
Yeah. Also, I was in the zone today when I was at the gym, so I feel it there too.
Love it. I bet. All freaking ripped up now. Got veins in the arms popping out now. I bet. That's awesome, dude. Super proud of you. All right. Let's see. Joe, tell me about a flow moment, man.
I think it was a few weeks ago. I had a client call with a guy that I was talking to him about some investments, and it was supposed to be about a half an hour, and he just started asking question after question after question, because every answer I gave him, like, it made him want to know more. And so we ended up being on the phone for like an hour and a half, and I was late to a different, like I was going to a relative's house, and I was late to that anyway. But yeah, like I just lost all track of time, no idea. And because it was just flowing, like just, his question, my answer, question. I mean, it was really cool.
That's awesome. Awesome. All right, Chris Kane, what do you got, man? Flow
Hey, I
moment.
appreciate you throwing biochemistry a bone earlier. Yeah, I'm in the flow in the lab, man. I can just see the list of everything that I need to do, and it's like you said, not only time but self-awareness kind of disappears because that hunger, that fatigue, wrist cramping, none of that kicks in until after it's over.
That's awesome, man. I freaking love this group, and just hearing all the answers from you guys. It's such a diverse community of what everybody does. So it's really freaking cool. So I want you to think about, whenever you're in these moments of flow, like why is it that you enjoy these things? What patterns do you notice? And you guys touched on it: learning, growing, connecting with people, coaching people. How can this apply to your journey moving forward? How can you be more aware of when these things are happening and harnessing that, trying to recreate that for yourself, moving you in the direction of what it is you want ultimately for yourself, for your goals, and aligning those things with moments of flow in that direction, taking you toward what you want for yourself. So I want you guys to really think about that. And I challenge you to increase your level of awareness moving forward with those things. So before we get to Q&A, I want to go ahead and rock these freaking affirmations to take us through the weekend, because I want to keep the flow. I want to keep the momentum going. So everybody go ahead and unmute yourself. I'm going to rock these affirmations. We're going to go through some Q&A, some announcements. All right, here we go. So I'm lovable, I'm valuable, I'm enough.
I'm
lovable, I'm valuable, I'm enough.
I'm enough.
I have all the tools and drive needed to achieve my goals.
I have all the tools and drive needed to achieve my goals.
I'm a winner. I look like
I
a
look
winner.
like a winner.
I
I
succeed like a winner.
We're going to do that one over. I'm a winner. I look like a winner. I succeed like a winner.
I'm
a
a winner.
winner. I look like a winner. I
succeed like a
succeed
winner.
like a winner.
I'm sharp. I'm enthusiastic. I'm an expert.
I'm sharp.
I'm
I'm
sharp.
enthusiastic.
I'm expert. I'm an expert.
I'm the best in my country. I'm the best in my industry. I'm the best in the world.
I'm the best
I'm the best in my country. I'm the best in my industry. I'm the best of the world.
I'm the best.
I'm the
I'm the
best.
best.
I'm the best.
I'm the
I'm the
best.
best.
I'm the best.
I'm the best.
I'm the best.
Love it. Love it, you guys. Gets me freaking pumped up doing that with you guys. All right, so we'll go over some announcements real quick and get some Q&A, and then we're going to freaking crush our weekend. So everyone's transferred over to PTD. Appreciate that, and we're here for you. Anyone that needs any additional help and support on that, we are here for you on that. We'll do whatever we need to do to make sure you're on that. So this is going to help us better track your results. This is even more in-depth system, so we're really able to see some cool stuff with data. It's phenomenal compared to what we could do with Trainerize. So may initially take a minute to get used to it, but just I ask that you guys trust in this process, have patience with it, because it is going to be really freaking awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and rock over to some Q&A. What do you guys got? Fire away. Susan, you got anything?
Nope.
Awesome. Chris Groupie, what do you got?
I was wondering what we could do about apathy or boredom if we feel it, if we feel stagnant or bored or.
So there's a lot of different things you could do. One of the things I like is audiobooks, for example, like any of the ones that I shared with you. Let me know if you need another one. But just, I found, and everybody's different, I'm always seeking out new questions. like, what am I unaware of? How can I find the next thing that I'm unaware of? And how can that help me in my journey? And just thinking back, you know, what is it that you want? And if you're bored, that's great, because that just gives you a time. Anytime you're bored, I want you to make a list of the top 10 things that you want to accomplish in the next 12 months. And then once you make that list, and this is writing these things out, writing things out is very powerful. Write out a top 10 list of what you want to accomplish in the next 12 months. So first make that list, and then you can go to that video that I just did last Monday. I'll tag you in it. What's that? And from there, figure out which one is the top priority, and then go through those 7 steps that I did in that training about prioritizing your goal and what needs to happen immediately, and what are going to be the things that really help you start executing on that. Just by, guys, I'll tell you this, just by writing out top 10 lists of what you want to accomplish in the next 12 months, just from putting that on paper, a huge majority of that will happen just by you putting it on paper. Very powerful.
Okay.
Is that helpful, Chris?
Yeah.
Awesome.
If he wants to share right now.
All right, anybody else? And Chris Groupie, do you want to share any of those goals, any of those top 10 you'd like to accomplish in the next 12 months?
I guess that's really what I need to figure out. I'm really kind of without purpose, you know. I don't know what I want to do. But staying with the program is something, I guess, is one of the top 10. Getting more fit, more athletic, and going heavier.
Okay. So I guess in this presentation here, finding your flow is kind of synonymous with finding your joy, finding your purpose. It all kind of ties in together. And it's not necessarily something that people just find overnight. You know, I'm sure we all still, to some degree, think about what we want to do when we grow up, right? So it's you have, trying to think of the six human needs. There's significance, connection. What are the other ones, Jeremy? Variety, certainty, love, and then growth and contribution. So we are all driven by, you know, anything that we do that satisfies 2 or more of those needs becomes a pattern for us. And so growth and contribution are more like the higher level needs. Once, you know, our base level needs are met, growth and contribution start to come up higher on the list. And so I think, you know, when we get into a place where we're doing something that is satisfying those human needs, but at the same time is something that can help other people as well, something that makes a difference in your life, makes a difference in other people's lives, that can really draw you in to want to do more of that. Because I think that we, you know, are all, we want to help people, you know? So just thinking about, you know, what can I do that will really make a difference, that will really have meaning in my life and in other people's lives. So, and it's all just raising our levels of awareness. Because Chris, I'm really proud of you, just how far you've come in such a short amount of time. And that you're even asking those questions is big, because now we have the question. Once we have the question, then our mind is seeking out what the answer is, even on a subconscious level. So the more you're aware of these questions and that you're looking for that thing, and we're no longer settling, we're no longer doing things that numb out those types of questions. We're seeking it out. Is very powerful. Is that helpful, Chris?
Yes, definitely.
Awesome. Anybody have any other questions? I love questions, guys. It's really helpful and helping us build things for you guys as well.
I have a question. So I've been in this nursing program for 14 months and I'll finish on the 31st.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm moving to Oklahoma City
Mm-hmm.
on August 17th. So I don't know. I feel like maybe if y'all could provide tips or I feel like, 14 months I dedicated all through school. So I don't want to feel like after I finish that there's a lack of purpose, even though even though I have a job now and I'm working while in school now. But I feel like during this transition, I'm frightful of like losing my purpose or like I'm down 10 pounds finally and I want to keep up with, my eating habits and working out and feeling good. But I feel like, I don't know, I don't want to become susceptible to going down the wrong path with this new life transition.
Sure, and that's where I'm sure like Dusty and Susan could probably provide a little feedback on this, but I think it's going to be, finding what the new goal is for you and you continuing to stay on the path of becoming the strongest, healthiest, most resilient version of yourself. Also leading by example, that maybe that will be a good motivation for you. You're going to be a nurse, so you're going to be practicing what you're preaching. You're going to be telling your clients things and they're going to look at you and be like, yeah, I'm listening to her. She knows what she's talking about. She's living it. She's doing it.
One thing I might tell her, I know I went back and Brittany will know what the difference and Dusty. I was a diploma graduate and then I went back to school many years later and got my bachelor's and then went on to get my master's. And when I finished up my master's, I'd been so busy. I was working, I was going to school. I had group things I had to do with the people that I was working on my degree with, that it was kind of like I went into almost a depression because I didn't have all those things that I had to get done. You'll be working, and that's important to really learn as much as you can on your job. And the other thing that I would tell you is a lot of times you hear about white collar employees or blue collar employees. And one of the talks that I went to one time, I heard someone talk about being a golden collar employee, which is an employee that doesn't say, that's not my job. They want to learn all the time. So whatever job you're doing, if there's something that pops up that's like, oh, I need somebody to learn to do blah, blah, volunteer, do it. Just expand your knowledge as much as you can. And then you may need to take up another hobby or something. If you're coming to the city, there's lots of things to do here in the city. Where are you living now?
I'm in Tulsa.
Okay. All right. Well, you're in a big city. And so you know that there's lots of things that you can be doing. And ask people, I don't know if you're planning on where you're planning to work out, but wherever you're working out, ask people, things to do. And just you'll be busy for a while, but don't let that boredom become then depression and then go to the eating or not working out. Stay busy.
So one other thing I want to plug in there is I challenge you guys to, on the daily basis, start your day off with plugging positive, powerful, strategic information into your brain. Whether that's in reading, whether that's in listening to an audiobook, something where you're pouring into yourself, especially if you have a commute. I challenge you to listen to audiobooks or, a good podcast or something like that, to where you've got that going into your head, positive, powerful, strategic information every day. And just like Susan was saying, to never stop learning.
I think that one of the main things that you could always focus on if you don't know what your purpose is ask yourself the question, like, where do you want to be in 5 years, 10 years? What do you need to be doing? Like, who are you with? What do you look like? How do you feel? What are you doing day to day? So if you start off with a big picture, then everything that you do will start fitting fitting into it. So just giving you a heads up, like whenever I grew up, I was going to start med school, but it was not my future. That was not what I wanted to do. It's just I have a family that's very medical, that's heavily into medicine. My dad's a doctor. I have 5 siblings that are doctors, so I was going to be a doctor too. That was just what it was. And so I worked relentlessly my butt off to get into med school, and I studied all the time, but I realized like there was something missing because I never stopped and said, what do I really want? Right? So the big factor for me was I sat down and I was just like, I actually am thinking now, if I were to not fail, what would I truly want to do? What would I look back in my life and be like, wow, I lived an awesome life. So for Chris and for Brittany, for people who don't really know what they want to do or can't, they like, well, you guys know what you want to do, but like think in the big picture, you know, like 50 years, what do you want to look back and be like, wow, that was my freaking awesome life. And then you create that step by step. And then why I'm so into fitness and health now is I knew I needed to help people. And I knew that I know fitness and working out and eating right is a form of medicine. So I want to be on that side. So in some ways, I do still see myself as somebody who's helping people through health in the more preventative side. You see what I'm saying? So now, like, I want to help so many people in this way that all the other, like, I have to take care of myself. So that's what gets me up every single day. Working out, meal prepping is like, I need to have my body and my mind right so that way I can go further, live longer in order to fulfill my mission. So I started that by saying, what do I truly want? Where do I want to be in 50 years? Like, do I want to live somebody else's life? And that was whenever I had my big breakthrough. So you got to ask yourself the big picture, and then all these tiny things will start falling into place. Because yeah, sure, meal prepping sometimes can suck. Sometimes I wish I didn't have to measure my food. I wish I could just eat whatever I wanted. But then I asked myself, like, is this what I really want? Does this fit in my big picture of my life purpose and mission to help other people, to lead by example? And then the answer is just like really easy. It's like, okay, well, no, it doesn't. So all the tiny little details become really easy if you focus on that big picture. Does that make sense?
The other thing I would say is, especially if you're going to work at the bedside, that, do have something, that a stress reliever for yourself, because especially I remember going in one of my first days and one of my coworkers telling me up front, she says, now within the first year, you're going to go home crying for at least 3 times. So that, have a plan, have your affirmations, keep your eyes focused on your goal, to be the best nurse or the best OR nurse or whatever your goal is, to keep your eyes focused on that. And when you have a down day, remember that that's a learning day. And because you're going to learn things, things are going to happen that, you're going to make mistakes, and you're going to meet some unkind people along the way, people that aren't patient with you. But just keep your eyes focused on the goal, because if you, I like Susan's picture of, how did you say it? The gold,
Instead of a blue collar or white collar, you're a gold collar employee.
Love that. That's really
gold
good.
collar. That's such a great way to do things, because if you keep your foot in the door, you're going to learn more.
Thank you.
Awesome. Really good stuff, guys. Does anyone have anything else? Any other questions or anything? Powerful stuff. All right, guys. Well, this recording will be in the group. You guys have an amazing weekend.
Except for Adam.
Adam, you're going to stay on, and we're going to get you fixed up. You guys have an amazing weekend. We'll see you guys on Wednesday. Got a really good training for you guys coming Wednesday. You don't want to miss it.
Bye, guys. So proud of you. Everybody had so many milestones this week.
Thank you. Bye.
Yes.
See ya.
Bye. Hey, Adam. Hold on. Let me stop the recording.